I think fans of Final Fantasy VIII, one of the main reasons they enjoy the game is because of this really weird system, the junction system. Hey everyone, Shnickerman here, back with the Gaming with Passion podcast. I know it's been a while. Today we're going to talk about a few different things. We're going to have our ongoing current topic. We're going to have the game I'm passionate about, and we're going to talk about what I've been up to for the past month or so. Okay, what have I been up to? It's been, I think, 3+ weeks. It's been a little bit busy at my job. I've been moving some stuff around in our guest room. We have family visiting. And so I've had to go through a bunch of my game collection, move that around. And I'm continuing to sell some of my video game collection. And pretty much the way I'm thinking about things right now are just games that I was collecting for the sake of rarity or the sake of being an expensive game or thinking would be an expensive game. Those games are pretty much all getting sold. If I have multiple copies of a game, for example, I had Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but I really enjoy my copy of Heart Gold and I have no intention of ever playing Soul Silver, so that one got very quickly sold. And yeah, just some other PS4 stuff has been selling that were more collector's items. So that's what I've been up to. Gaming wise, I always pick up Mario Odyssey here and there. I'm always impressed by the game. Such a good game to just pick up here and there, play a little bit. When you have a few extra minutes, have fun with it. And then I'm not really thinking about it anymore for a while. So that's kind of cool. I don't talk about too much, but I used to play a lot of Magic the Gathering. So got to play some Commander with some friends over the weekend. So that was a lot of fun. I'm still waiting for Wizards of the Coast to bring back the Xbox Live Arcade versions of their Magic games. I know they currently have this thing, Magic Arena, which is kind of If you want to hear my views about that, I can make a whole video. But I really like single campaign Magic games that you could also play online, so that way, in case it ever goes down, like this game Magic Duels did, you can still play something and have fun with it. So maybe someone will watch this video and there'll be enough demand and they'll bring it back, but I really doubt it. And then Xbox Series X, haven't been playing too much. I'm still continuing to play Marvel Midnight Suns. I started the Deadpool DLC. This game is so long, and then adding the DLC is going to make it even longer. But I was getting a little bit bored with the main gameplay, so I wanted to bring Deadpool into my life and into my campaign. So that's been good so far. And again, I've been getting back into Eternal card game, which is similar to Magic, and I don't know. I just really enjoy that game. I think it's everything Magic Arena should have been and more, and there's still a pretty good player base across platforms. It's got cross-platform multiplayer, ranked, and blah, 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 and they're still updating it all the time, which is pretty cool. All right, so that's what's been up with me. Yeah, and let's get into our game that I'm passionate about for the week. Our current topic and our game I'm passionate about are kind of related, so we're going to talk about Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core, which this is a game that recently got this kind of remake / remaster, which I haven't played, but Zack is probably my favorite character from Final Fantasy VII. Really love this game. It's a little bit outdated, I know for sure, the gameplay, but I do plan on picking up that remake and playing through it. Had some good memories with this. I played this much later on. I think I played it in 2011, but I was in college, played through the whole game, beat it, really enjoyed it. The story is kind of wacky, but I enjoy some of that expanded lore from Final Fantasy VII. So if you've never played Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core, definitely check out the new version. Pick it up on PS5, or I think it's on Series X. I don't remember. Maybe that's why I haven't picked it up. If it's only on Series X, or if it's only on PS5, then that's why I haven't played it. But very good game. Highly recommend. It's definitely more of an action RPG, so go in with that in mind. Okay, now the topic of this episode is going to be Recently, the director of Final Fantasy VIII said that if they were going to do a Final Fantasy VIII remake, yeah, it would be a remake, they would definitely change the combat system. And the reason I want to talk about this is because Final Fantasy VIII is a game that's very near and dear to my heart. It's my favorite Final Fantasy game, and I've played pretty much all the versions of it at this point. I'm not a master of the game. A lot of people that really like Final Fantasy VIII, they know the exploits, they know how to make everything easy, they know how to do all this cool different stuff. I just enjoy the game. I enjoy the characters, I enjoy the story, I enjoy the atmosphere, I enjoy the card game, I enjoy all different things about Final Fantasy VIII. So when I read this news, first of all, we have no idea if this is even going to happen. I find it highly unlikely that Final Fantasy VIII would ever even get a remake, just because although the game sold extremely well at the time, I just don't think there's as much of a demand for a remake of that kind of game. And that brings us into why they talked about the director and the director's statement on the game, which is the combat system in Final Fantasy VIII is, it's turn-based, which is, like most earlier Final Fantasy games, but there are a lot of really strange mechanics, like enemies in the game level up at the same time as you. So the further you progress into the game, the stronger you get, the stronger the enemies get. So there's a whole way to play the game without really leveling at all. And then later in the game, the boss fights and the enemies are much, much easier. You can run away from pretty much almost all the battles. So there's a lot going on there. And then there's this whole draw system, which for anyone who doesn't know, you basically like pull mana and abilities out of different areas. And then you use this thing called the junction system to put this mana or these abilities, and you put them with different skills that you have to make them stronger, and based off how many numbers of these abilities you have, your stats get increased, and there's all this weird stuff going on. But I think fans of Final Fantasy VIII, one of the main reasons they enjoy the game is because of this really weird system, the junction system, the summons, the drawing mechanic, the leveling mechanic, like everything about it is what makes the game actually unique, which is kind of like the fundamental of why people enjoy it. I know some people like the story, myself included, but there's a lot of people that don't like the story. So the combat and the differences are what really the game has going for it. And if the director was saying that they would remake it and they would change that, I think the core essence of what makes the game cool is gone. Now, people might say, okay, Schnick, Final Fantasy VII Remake, they completely overhauled the combat system. Gone is the turn-based combat with, your little menu battle screen, and then it's kind of more of an action RPG, but the types of attacks are still the same, spells are the same, they upgrade in a similar way, but the essence of the game is much different, and the story is similar but not the same. And again, I wouldn't hate on a Final Fantasy VIII remake that changes the story a little bit or changes some mechanics here and there, but the combat is something that needs to stay the same. So if you were to change it in the same way that Final Fantasy VII remake was changed, you would still have to put some wackiness in there. So let's hope that if they ever do this, maybe they'll base it off Final Fantasy VII Remake and add a junction system and different things like that to kind of spice it up and make it completely different. That would be pretty cool. I kind of find it hard to believe, but I want to hear from those diehard Final Fantasy VIII fans. Comment on this video. Let me know what you would want to see out of a Final Fantasy VIII remake. I love to talk to people about Final Fantasy VIII if it were to ever get a remake, which, fingers crossed it will eventually happen. But until then, I'll be playing Triple Triad on the original and having fun at that. So until the next video, guys, peace out.